We're all used to seeing the small ribs tied alongside bigger boats as tenders, but today we're seeing more and more of these bigger rigid inflatable boats like this Gemini 650 that are being used for the same purpose. They're not only great people carriers, but they're a really good boat to be used for fishing and crayfishing. Storage on any centre console, and particularly ribs, can be an issue, but the Gemini 650 seems to have it pretty well covered. Not only do we have the standard anchor locker at the front here, which is plenty big enough for a decent size anchor and a lot of chain and rope, but there's also really good storage at the front here, and it's just accessed by lifting this seat, which is on gas struts. And as you can see, there's a lot of room in there to put bags for if you're going away to Roto or somewhere else over the weekend, and keep anything that you need to nice and dry. As we move to the back of the boat, there's a second large storage area under the helm seat, and it's accessed just by flipping the seat forward. The thing with this is that while it's a nice dry area, it's been built or been reinforced so that it can also be used as an esky. And there's a couple of drain plugs either side, so when you do put ice in, it's easy to get all the water and ice out at the end of the day. The last of the storage areas is this huge underfloor locker that runs from right at the back of the boat up under the console. So it can be used as a kill tank or just to put any bits and pieces in that you need, but remember, it will get wet.
This is my first experience of Honda's all-new IST 250 outboard. It's the first Honda with drive-by-wire acceleration and gear controls, and it's certainly smoother and less resistant than a more traditional setup. Conditions out here are fairly testing. There's a strong sea breeze and a bit of chop across Coburn Sound, but the Gemini's handled it really well. When pushing it at 25 knots, there was a fair bit of spray being blown back into the cockpit, but the boat remained really stable and handled predictably.
It's hardly ideal boating conditions today. It's overcast, windy, and it's quite rough seas. We've given the Gemini 650 a really tough test today. We pushed it at 30 knots through the chop, and it handled it really well. And the fact that I've come home dry is a real bonus.